In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 4th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Golden State Warriors versus New York Knicks. It's an interconference showdown under the bright lights of New York City as the Golden State Warriors take on the New York Knicks on Tuesday night. Both teams come into this matchup looking to build on their recent performances and gain an edge as the season progresses. Golden State was on the road Monday night, facing off against the Charlotte Hornets in the first half of a back-to-back set. Just a couple of nights prior, they fell short against the Philadelphia 76ers, losing 126-119 despite entering the game as a 6.5-point favorite. Meanwhile, New York pulled off an impressive comeback victory over Miami on Sunday, edging out the Heat 116-112 in overtime. However, despite the win, the Knicks failed to cover the spread as 6-point favorites. Historically, the Warriors have had the upper hand in the all-time regular season series, holding a 185-165 advantage over the Knicks. That said, New York got the better of Golden State in their most recent meeting, securing a 119-112 road victory on March 18, 2024. Both squads are dealing with some injury concerns ahead of this contest. The Warriors remain a little short on depth with Jonathan Kuminga still sidelined, while the Knicks are closely monitoring Karl Anthony Towns, who is currently listed as questionable for the game. Golden State enters this matchup as one of the hottest teams in the NBA, but the Knicks are also playing at a high level. One advantage New York has in this contest is the extra rest, as they haven't played since Sunday, while the Warriors are playing their third game in 4 nights, each in a different city. With Golden State on the second leg of a back-to-back, head coach Steve Kerr may choose to rest some key players. Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and Jimmy Butler are all potential candidates for a night off, or at the very least, limited minutes to preserve their energy for the long season ahead. On the Knicks side, Towns' availability remains uncertain, but they were fortunate to get Mitchell Robinson back in the lineup last week. If Towns is unable to play, Robinson's presence in the front court becomes even more vital for New York, giving them a reliable defensive anchor and a capable rebounder. Speaking of Robinson, he is expected to play a significant role for the Knicks as they set their sights on challenging the Boston Celtics for Eastern Conference supremacy. This will mark Robinson's 3rd consecutive game back from left ankle surgery, and the team is still being cautious with his minutes. In his season debut against Memphis, he contributed 6 points on 3 for 4 shooting, along with 4 rebounds and 1 assist in just 12 minutes of action. Against Miami, he played 13 minutes, and it's likely his playing time will continue to gradually increase. His defensive presence could be a game changer for the Knicks, especially if the Warriors are without Butler. Given Golden State's tough schedule and the possibility of missing key players, the Knicks seem to have the upper hand in this matchup. With New York playing well, having home court advantage, and benefiting from more rest, they appear to be in a favorable position to come away with the victory. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Another factor to consider in this game is the pace of play. The Knicks have a reputation for playing at a slow and methodical tempo, ranking 24th in the league in pace heading into this home contest. This could work in their favor against a Warriors team that might be without some of their aging stars on the second night of a back-to-back. The NBA has a habit of keeping player statuses unclear until just before tip-off, making it difficult to predict exactly who will be available. However, based on recent reports, it seems likely that Butler will suit up for Golden State, while Curry could be limited or possibly even sit this one out, as Kerr has hinted at managing his minutes carefully. The Warriors, ranked 16th in offensive rating, have been shifting towards a more defensive-minded approach with Butler in the mix, which could lead to a lower-scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Cavaliers versus Chicago Bulls. The red-hot Cleveland Cavaliers are rolling into Chicago, set to clash with the Bulls in the Windy City. Right now, no team in the NBA is playing better basketball than the Cavs. They own the best record in the league and are riding an impressive 10-game winning streak. On the other hand, the Bulls are struggling to keep their season alive. Sitting in 10th place in the Eastern Conference, they're barely hanging on to a potential play-in tournament spot, making every game crucial as they try to stay in the mix. Cleveland is expected to get a big boost with Donovan Mitchell returning to action after resting in their last game on Sunday. However, the team has opted to rest Evan Mobley for this matchup, which could impact their interior presence. Meanwhile, the Bulls are closely monitoring the availability of key players, including Josh Giddey, Kevin Huerter, and Lonzo Ball, all of whom are listed as questionable for the game. The Cavaliers have been an absolute force lately. They nearly saw their win streak snapped in a nail-biting overtime victory against the Trail Blazers on Sunday, but they found a way to get the job done. With Mitchell back in the lineup, they should be even more dangerous against a struggling Bulls squad. Chicago, meanwhile, has been in rough shape, suffering a string of ugly losses, including a brutal blowout in their last game. Given their recent form, it's no surprise that the Cavs are heavily favored to extend their winning streak to 11 games. Cleveland's dominance isn't just about wins, it's about covering spreads too. The Cavs have gone 6-1 against the spread in their last 8 games and have the most efficient offense in the league. Having Mitchell back should only make them more lethal after he missed the previous game against Portland. Chicago, in contrast, has been one of the worst home teams in the NBA this season. They've won just 11 games at the United Center and have struggled mightily on offense ever since trading away Zach LaVine at the deadline. To make matters worse, they could be missing multiple key players, with several game-time decisions still looming. Cleveland's superior rebounding and ability to control the tempo should allow them to dictate the game and push their win streak to 11. The Bulls are floundering, and it almost feels like they're actively trying to slide out of play-in contention. However, the Eastern Conference has been weak enough that even losing 8 of their last 10 games hasn't completely buried them. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are chasing the top seed in the NBA, looking to lock in home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Matchups like this one provide them with a prime opportunity to extend their lead and solidify their position. Not only are the Cavs winning, but they've been covering spreads at a remarkable rate. Their 39-20-1 record against the spread translates to a league-best 66.1% cover percentage. That's an absurd success rate, and betting against them right now just doesn't make sense. While Mobley is an underrated difference maker on both ends of the floor, Cleveland still has plenty of firepower to handle business. The Bulls simply don't have the tools to stop them. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cleveland Cavaliers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have been lighting up the scoreboard lately, so expect a high-scoring affair in this one. Over their last 5 games, Cleveland is averaging a scorching 130 points per game, while Chicago has put up 124 points per contest in their last 4 outings. These are two teams that like to push the tempo. The Cavaliers rank 9th in the NBA in pace with a 100.37 rating, while the Bulls sit even higher at 3rd with a 103.39 pace. On the season, Cleveland has consistently hit the over, boasting a 40-20 record in that category. They're the second highest scoring team in the league, and their offense is fueled by the best three-point shooting attack in the NBA. They've hit the over in 7 of their last 10 games, further proving how potent they've been on that end of the floor. The Bulls, despite their struggles, have also been cashing in on the over, hitting it in 6 of their last 10 games. They rank 3rd in the NBA in three-pointers made per game, meaning they can also contribute to a high-scoring contest. Both teams rank in the top 10 in pace, with Chicago sitting at 3rd and Cleveland at 8th. Expect a fast-paced, three-point heavy shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia 76ers versus Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves are set to host the Philadelphia 76ers at Target Center in what will be the first meeting between these two teams this season. Over their last 10 matchups, Philadelphia has had the upper hand, winning 7 of them straight up. Against the spread, they've gone 6-3-1 over that same stretch. However, the total points have been split evenly at 5-5, meaning no clear trend has emerged in terms of the over-under. The 76ers continue to deal with a pile-up of injuries, with Joel Embiid and Kyle Lowry still sidelined. There's also a chance Paul George might not play again. On the other side, the Timberwolves won't have Rudy Gobert, and Julius Randle is listed as questionable. With key players missing on both teams, it's one of those games where checking the final lineups before tip-off is crucial. That being said, despite their recent struggles, Minnesota is still opening as strong favorites at home. Philadelphia has been ice cold lately, easily the coldest team in the league. They're missing most of their top players, and even Paul George has openly admitted that the team lacks unity. That's not exactly the kind of mindset you want heading into a tough road game. On top of that, they're facing one of the best defenses in the NBA. Minnesota has been locking teams down all season, while the 76ers have been painfully inconsistent on offense. Their assist numbers are among the worst in the league, which speaks to their lack of fluidity. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves have been hitting their outside shots at a strong clip, and Philadelphia's perimeter defense is one of the worst in the NBA. This game has all the makings of Minnesota dictating the pace from the opening tip and never looking back. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both of these squads are among the slowest-paced teams in the league, sitting in the bottom 10 in terms of tempo. While Minnesota's offense has had its moments, they've had ongoing issues with ball security, turning the ball over far too often. Philadelphia, on the other hand, ranks in the bottom 5 when it comes to offensive rebounding, meaning they don't get a lot of second chances after missed shots. That points to a game with a lot of single-shot possessions and plenty of wasted trips down the floor. Minnesota is elite defensively, ranking top 5 in defensive rating. They've been excellent at protecting the rim, holding opponents to the 6th lowest field goal percentage near the basket. They also defend the perimeter well, forcing teams into tough shots and ranking 7th in opponent three-point percentage. Their ability to generate turnovers and keep teams off the free throw line adds another layer of difficulty for a Philadelphia team already struggling to put points on the board. To make things worse for the Sixers, they're playing on the second night of a back-to-back and have had to travel, which doesn't help their already shaky offensive efficiency. Philadelphia also ranks near the bottom of the league in second chance points, meaning they don't do much damage on the offensive glass. Given all these factors, we can expect a slow, grinded-out type of game with limited scoring opportunities. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.